approved the flowers for warning. That they were protected.
I know.
My duties.
Is this people from when we bought a little tractor to one of the flowers?
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
One little tractor,
No tractor, whatever it's called.
ATV,
Yeah.
ATV or S, yeah.
All right, 7 o'clock. So go ahead and call the meeting to order. Darcy, if you call the roll, please.
Moore,
Here.
Mar,
Yeah.
Moody,
Here.
Engstrom,
Here.
Engelhardt.
Here.
All right, thank you. Item 3 is the pledge. Everybody that's able, please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, item 4 is perfection and approval of the agenda as printed. Is there a motion for that, please?
So moved.
Lori,
Lori.
second by Larry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those say no, carry. Item 5 then is public comment time. Come on up, Bob. Please tell us who you are and
My name is Bob Schrader. I've lived in town since 1962. And I'm here tonight to talk about the fraudulent documents that were given to the city in regards to Good Sam. The county attorney is supposed to be involved with prosecuting these people, and he hasn't did anything. And I think it's time that we step up to the plate and take this away from him and we send it to the Attorney General's office. That's all I have to say. Oh, and another thing, there are different entities around this town that are now taking the stand that they don't have to pay the fire department when they respond to their place of business for a false fire alarm or something. And it's all propagated from this crap at Good Sam. So I think you need to do something about it. And also take into consideration that there have been no property taxes paid on any of that, to the best of my knowledge. At the present time, the property taxes on all the LLC holdings that one individual has have not been paid and are delinquent. And what is this going to do when finally we, the citizens of this town, have to make up the difference for one man's intent not to pay his taxes? I don't think it's right. So that's all I have to say. I urge you to contact the Attorney General and not wait for the county attorney anymore. He's had enough time to look into this, and he did nothing. Thank you.
thank you, Rob. Anybody else? Christie, come on up.
Hi. How's everybody tonight?
Good.
Good. Oops. Okay. So bear with me. I prepared a little something, so I'm going to read it.
Can you name, please? Because
Yes.
the broadcast.
Good evening. My name is Christy Turner, and I'm part of the team that's launching the Alameda Leadership Institute. I wanted to take a moment to thank you for your service. All of you sitting here. Leadership is often associated with titles, but some of the most important leadership happens in rooms like this one. As you all know, City Council members help navigate challenges, make difficult decisions, balance competing priorities, and continue showing up for the community. And that work matters. The Alameda Leadership Institute was created to invest in people who care deeply about the future of Alameda County. Participants engage in leadership development, coaching, community learning experiences, and conversations with leaders across the county. Applications are open through August 1st, and I'd encourage you to think about someone who might benefit from this opportunity. It could be a council member, city employee, committee, volunteer, business owner, or emerging leader who consistently shows up and wants to make a difference. Whether you choose to participate, encourage someone to apply, or simply learn more, I'd be happy to visit with you after the meeting. Thank you for your time and for all the work that you do for our community.
Thank you.
Christie, is this something where we get to go free because we're nominated, or we have to pay for it, or what?
Sure. So participants, there's a $375 fee for the full thing.
Okay,
So that's six training sessions, and it comes with, we have 4 different leadership training speakers who are emerging and or established. So conversations like the training topics we identified were ones that the leaders in Alameda County have identified as helpful. So difficult conversations within the workplace, succession mapping. How do you identify those key roles, people who are leaving the workforce, capturing that knowledge and making sure it's getting passed down. We're also going to do, it's called Iowa Kind. So Allie Jones has started this movement called Iowa Kind, and it's helping people understand how they can show up and do their civic duty within their communities, but in a way that's authentic to them. And then we're also going to do one going from peer to leader. So we try to find things that we thought would be relevant for Alameda County based off of what the organization said would be impactful. That was a long response to your question.
no, I want to know what the cost is not being nominated to go, doesn't mean that it's paid for it. It's not like a scholarship, or you get it free.
But we tried to keep the cost affordable.
Uh-huh.
So we wanted it to be where people would have an investment. So $375 was the investment, but because they're going to be participating with these incredibly impactful leadership training, because you're going to so Allie Jones, we're going to have people from Cirrus through ISU, and then the third one is going to be from an emerging leadership organization called Peter. And all of these speakers have been identified and found through Iowa Rural Development Council and then the Association of Business and Industry. So established speakers. So the $375 is nothing compared to what you're going to get back. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, anybody else? Okay, if not, let's move on to item 6, and that's the Hardin Subdivision project, engineering proposals and awarding of the bid. Some time here. We've got WHKS's proposal and Davies, I think, yes. We do have Andy here tonight. WHKS. Andy, you want to come up, say something? Come on up. Yeah, both of you fellas. Just get, so you can speak to the mic because we are broadcasting out, so yeah.
My name is Andy Smith. I'm with WHKS. And this is Tim Richter with WHKS, one of the principals, and here to support Andy on this project. So,
Tim, last name?
Ruska, Hruska.
Okay.
No, so I think that it's a wonderful project that you guys have here. We're excited to work with you guys on this. Work through the concepts and the phasing of it. There's a few initial pieces there to kind of work through. Where do you see the phasing work out? Working with Public Works on the lift station and the sanitary sewer, and getting to that correct vision for how does this fit short term and long term with that property. Andy and I were just out there looking at it again here this evening, and it's a beautiful piece that could really come together nicely and be a big asset to the community. So, do you guys have questions for us with our proposal, or?
There's a lot to absorb looking at this whole thing.
Yep.
One of the things I noticed on the timeline, it was like phase one would be like the middle of 2027.
Right.
What you're looking for, looking at.
Construction, I think that was our understanding, we want to do the first phase of construction next year. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you're gonna go in and line and put in all the water, sewer, all that, or make the plan for it?
Yeah, the plan was, the way we understood things is we're gonna start off with kind of reviewing Hardin's concept. Sounds like you guys pretty well latched on to that layout and stuff and liked it quite well. We would just kind of massage it just a little bit, get maybe a little more detail of some of your finer parts of what you want to accomplish with it, and then we could phase it out and do a very preliminary idea of layout and all the infrastructure.
Okay.
Very preliminary,
Okay,
mostly to get some rough budgetary cost estimates.
great.
And then we would put together kind of a phasing map and help identify what phases you want to do and what those costs were, so we could also budget for it. And then we could modify those phases to fit whatever budget you kind of had. And while we're doing that, we need topographic survey information and boundary survey information, so that we can proceed with full design.
You try to
Whatever.
plat it out, kind of, or?
Yeah, we would use Erdman's concept for the most part with all the information he had for this concept phase. And then once we kind of had a little better handle on that, maybe fine tune it to whatever your specific needs or desires were, we would finalize the concept and have everybody buy into that. And then we would kind of pick what phase one would be. We figured there's probably, looking at it, there's probably going to be at least 4 phases. Maybe there'll be more, maybe less, depending on what your budget or needs are at the time. And then, like I say, while we're kind of doing this concept part of things, we would have our other field crews come out and do a topographic survey of the property, so they get the lay of the land a little bit more accurate than what the LiDAR mapping would like.
So do you recommend like the excavating of it, or where you're gonna put the water lines and all of that?
Yeah, that would be part of it.
So tonight is just for the trunk line design, right?
This is the engineering for the design,
for
just
the
to
trunk
start.
line, right?
Yeah.
And then future phases will come back to council.
Yeah,
approval.
yeah, that's what they're
Okay.
talking about,
Yeah,
yeah.
we would do a very preliminary of the whole piece of property. And then we would also do like a feasibility study on your sanitary lift station that's right there adjacent to the site. Kind of give you some feedback on what our thoughts are and our recommendations are on whether we should tie into it right away with like phase one or not tie into it and or build a trunk line. And once kind of those things are determined, what you want to really move forward with, having a little more information, then we could decide if we indeed do need to do any design and rehab on the lift station, and or if we want to go ahead with the trunk line design. And then we would probably move forward with the design, full-blown design of phase one. And then, yeah, depending on, and phase one will be constructed next year with the letting of late winter, early spring or something like that. And then kind of depending on how things went, maybe you'll fill it up after year one, and then we move right into phase two. But those subsequent phases would be a future full-blown design. So it's not a full-blown design of everything right now, just phase one. That preliminary.
So after you do your topographical survey,
Survey.
yeah, you're not gonna be leveling hills or anything like that. You're just gonna suggest.
Correct. There would
Like
be
that should be.
no construction until next year. Hopefully by, early winter, we'd have a little bit handle on costs and what phase one consists of.
So the estimate that you gave us, and then it's at that plus 4,300 in expenses, is that just like an estimate of what the possible expenses could be if we don't really have the design yet? Is that just sort of giving leeway, like a cushion? Is that
Oh,
under the,
those are just mileage costs for traveling
Okay.
over here.
okay,
If we had like property corners that we'd set for part of phase one.
Okay.
And if we had the construction stage would be a different thing because we don't want, but construction would necessarily be. So that's, yeah, just expenses throughout this first 6 months or so.
But the one you really want to look at is the line above that.
yes.
And we gave a range just because depending on what we find out on the lift station might sway you to either do a rehab or abandon it right away. I don't know. So we may or may not have to do a design for a rehab. So that's kind of part of that. And then same with the trunk line.
Right, that's the part that we were really wanting to get into this project and look at is the what makes the most sense for the city to either rehab lift stations, one lift station, and get that with phase one, and kind of push the cost for the trunk line to phase 2, 3, 4, or does that need to? Is it most economical to do that on the front end? Get rid of that lift station and do it, which may be the case, but we felt that it's prudent to study that and spend a little bit of time and effort on that just to make sure that that's the best use of the taxpayer dollars along this effort and for the long term and what you're thinking for the phasing. So that's kind of right there at that beginning of looking at the layout and looking at that
So
story.
a trunk line replaces a lift station.
Right.
Right, what's it, just help us know what a trunk line is.
So there's a lift station on the north end of the project.
Yep.
And that was the one that I think you guys are contemplating on perhaps phasing out.
Yep.
And that trunk line would replace that lift station. And basically a trunk line just is sometimes a little bit larger sanitary sewer that collects wastewater from a large area of town with different laterals coming into it from different areas. So it would probably drain sanitary sewer from a larger area than just this subdivision.
So then where's it gonna go from there?
It's going to go all the way down to, I think it's called the motel lift station. So that's the tricky part with this is that if you do the trunk line, I'm looking at the map and kind of thinking through this in my head. You do the trunk line, you have to build that sanitary sewer all the way from the north end of the project to the south end of the project. If you want to get rid of that lift station on Hardin Drive. If you just kind of want to piece in, 8-10 lots at a time, in order to minimize that expense, especially on the first phase, you may not want to run that sanitary sewer for that entire length of the project. Get the first phase in, recuperate some tax base, build some tax base, get some costs recovered from that first subdivision, and then build into it, and then do the trunk line at that point in time. So that's the difficult part with this is that it's not, if the road access was to the south and you started from the south and that's where your sewer was going, it would make a ton of sense that we just do this. But the fact that we're starting at the north end, but the sewer outlet is at the south end, leads us to do a little bit further investigation of when makes the most sense to run that sewer all the way from north to south.
Is the lift station at the hotel large enough to take on that larger collection line?
And that's part of what we need to look at too, is that adequately sized? Is it need different pumps? Is the outlet pipe big enough? Probably is, but it just might need bigger pumps in order to facilitate that.
We still got to lift to the.
Yep. So that's the stuff that we've got to look at with that study on the lift station portion of it is both lift stations and is there enough capacity there? Or does some other improvements need to be made so that way you're not only just constructing the trunk line from north to south, but also having to make some lift station improvements at that motel lift station in order to accommodate those additional flows.
And is that kind of assuming a little more risk on our part, putting all of that onto just one lift station? versus the, trying to, and I realize the elevation difference, but
I wouldn't say it would, a lot of times it's might minimize some, it wouldn't minimize risk, but it minimizes maintenance.
Okay.
Because then you're down to one lift station versus two lift stations. So you've got bigger pumps in order to handle that, but you've got one set of pumps versus two sets of pumps. It's one place for staff to go out and check when they're doing their daily checks on facilities. So from that side of things, a lot of times whenever we can, we're looking at trying to minimize those mechanical systems within a city to minimize the numbers of pumps that are out there. So
Is there a lift station up the vet, down to the vet clinic on that dead end? Is that what you're talking about, motel?
There's one to the north of there.
North there
If you
too,
go
yeah.
down the Workshop driveway, and be down the bottom of the
Yeah,
forest, there's one by the pond.
and the Hardin one is it one they're always having issues with?
That's the oldest
Yeah, that
one,
one's old.
right along the road there.
The Hardin Drive one, behind the bowling alley.
Dick,
How are you gonna address that natural waterway that comes down through and comes into Kessler's property?
that'll be something that we'll be working through with the design portion of this. That's part of getting into it is looking at the water, the sewer, the streets, and also the stormwater piece of it. So all stuff that'll be looked at as part of the project.
other questions, you guys?
I have a question. So, this is just for phase one. This-
Right.
This whole, estimate is for phase one.
Davies is also for phase one.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I.
So the resolution, I mean, I guess it's a question for now, but the resolution refers to like the engineering services for the Hardin project generally. But these proposals are basically discussing like phased engineering work.
Correct, yeah.
So are we committing tonight to engineering services for the entire subdivision? But they're gonna come back to us at each phase, or are we just committing to
I would assume,
phase one?
you would stick with the same engineer, but they're gonna come back to you with each phase. You're not gonna go back out for bid and bring in a different engineer. Would you agree,
Yeah,
Mary?
I surely would, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, yeah, that's the decision that you'll be making tonight is which firm are you going to hire?
Okay.
Which the bids were a little
Which
more
firm we're gonna hire, but we're authorizing
balanced
tonight
as far as what they're talking about.
just the service
I think Davey
described in the agreement, like in phase one from that.
Yeah, all right, thank you. Yeah, have a seat. So, yeah, your decision tonight is on the hiring of WHKS or Davy Engineering, so.
It used to stand for Wallace, Holland, Kessler, and Schmitz. But in 1994, we switched our name officially to WHKS. So, yep.
We gotta get discussion or whatever. I'd make a motion that we hire the WHKS company for this preliminary, what we're gonna call it, for the project engineering proposal.
There you go.
Engineering phases.
That would work, yes, yeah.
I'll second.
This is a
Probably a roll call
roll
for the
call, yep,
resolution.
yep. So whenever you're ready,
Okay.
Darcy.
Moore,
Yes.
Mar,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Engstrom,
Yes.
Engelhardt.
Yes.
Okay,
All right, there we go. That's an important step, you guys, to get this project going. I just got to throw this in there. Just gonna throw this in there. You know, so I got 3.5 years left on this job. How many houses can I see built out there before I get out of here? it's like, I mean, so my wish would be that there would be some houses there before I got out of here.
I guess, you guys know the needs better than us.
We do, yeah.
I would sure think you could see a few homes built.
You mean
Within a-
20 or?
But,
Just told
you never
not
know.
Yeah.
Subdivision, residential one in Mason City for a private developer. And right now there's, I think 3 houses on it. 8 houses.
Okay.
So it's-
Yep.
I know the housing market. Start.
Well, I think so. I, if you're looking for any contractors that anything, they're just hard to find there. Everybody's really busy, so. Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on into item 7. That's the water tower painting, valve bid and design. Zach is here tonight. He can kind of give us a little bit of a preview and what he's looking at. Go ahead, Zach.
So we got 2 bids for the water tower painting. One is from Central Paint Coatings out of Elgin. I don't have the pieces, so we like 105,000. That includes pirate emblem on there, and then there's a couple mock-ups that you can look at. And then there was another company out of Wisconsin. They were 132-ish, I believe. And then we do have a bid for replacing the valve at the base of the water tower. So basically, the water tower comes down into a 12-inch main, and we have a big 12-inch valve there that was put in 1975. And there's 2 8-inches that are coming off of that. In order to get the water out of the water tower, we have to shut all these valves down. But when we did our Ziegler project last year, one of them valves is not holding, is why we had to put that other live tap valve in. So I think in order to drain the tower, we're probably going to have to put in a new live tap 12-inch valve. Which, I mean, it's replacing a valve from 1975, so it's served its time, and the water tower hasn't been painted in 21 years too as well. So I mean, it's lasted quite some time.
And that valve is not included
No, that'd be the separate one from Bacon. Yeah.
in the idea.
That'd be a separate company, right?
Yeah, it's like Core and Main would do it. They're the supplier. They have an outfit that comes in, and Bacon would just dig the hole and they would drill it live. So you don't have to shut the water down to the town or anything. So that's why it is a little more expensive than doing it the
Well,
regular
it's
way.
probably gonna last a lot more years.
Yep.
You still Dennis get them.
Yeah, because the one we did last year was an 8-inch valve, and I think that was around 22,000. So this bid I felt was pretty solid. Yeah.
I noticed on the Central Paint contract, so they have a guarantee of 2 years on his workmanship. But he doesn't say anything on the actual coating.
The paint.
Yeah. Do you know what the,
I don't.
will
It's
it
an
last for another 20 years? Or?
I would think so. It's an AWWA standard, and yeah, it's kind of standard warranty on a lot of that stuff.
Which logo are we picking here? We have to do decide that, yeah.
Yeah, you guys get to pick. He did say the red, like sometimes the red can kind of fade and turn
That's what I
pink.
was wondering.
Look at the mushroom.
Yeah, the mushroom at the pool. Nashua, they did theirs, and theirs is kind of pink. But he did say the paint is a little better now, but I don't know if we want to go all red.
And maybe get red for the postal part.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of red, but not a ton of red.
So are we approving the artwork as well? Or just that it includes? art?
Yeah, you need to give direction on the artwork as well.
That was like 5,000 extra for the artwork, for the picture, I guess, of the pirate.
Well, my personal comment on, I guess, the paint is just because of, again, working around the public pools in the county and seeing how bad paint fades. Granted, it's not the same type of paint, grade of paint, anything. But red will probably pink out in time and black will gray out in time. Where, on the top anyway, underneath the black isn't.
Yeah, the bowl they say usually lasts pretty well, but it's because it's kind of hidden from the
Right.
sun. But
Personally, I wouldn't recommend going with black or red for the top. That's just me.
Well, there's two, like,
I would agree with that, that red. Either way, it's not.
Is there any way that we can get any money out of the vandal that painted the water tower?
Did you hear him?
Yeah, I think the council agreed the last meeting that they are going to be requesting $5,000. That's what the repair would have been had we just done the patchwork on it. But when we looked at our capital improvement plan, the tower's due to be painted in a year. So we're like, why not just, he has some money that he didn't spend this last budget year. Let's do an amendment. Let's pull the funds in and let's just paint the whole thing and be done with it. So I guess based on what you're both saying with the paint, then the option of the white top, the black bottom, and the red lettering makes sense to us, what you're saying then as far as paint fade. And is that what everybody's in favor of?
say that again, the black,
The black bottom, the white top, the red lettering.
yeah.
Okay.
And then I read them.
Right,
Will the red lettering not fade?
right. Well, it won't.
It won't be as
even if
obvious.
they did, that's something that would be that big a deal to go maybe 10 years and repaint it if you had to. And you're not painting the whole works over again.
And is that, is the lettering and the pirate actually, is that paint in itself on a stencil, or is it?
The lettering is paint. I think the pirate is like some sort of sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah, vinyl decal. I'm not sure how they do it, but
I mean, the pirate is our most recognizable mascot or symbol, but what about like the city's own branding, like we have the earth or whatever, the hometown to the world, or just the neutral? I mean, that's like using the city's own, like what we don't really brand as the city, the pirate. We do more like the globe or whatever.
Well, Wendy, we need a picture, which is rose from.
Yeah, just neutral. I mean, it's most recognizable, but it kind of, it seems to be more connected to the school system or school.
I think the idea was kind of like they would kind of face the ball field. I think is what we were kind of thinking when we did it, but
What was that?
the pirate logo would kind of face the ball field up there.
Oh, yeah,
You know, kids are up there playing
yeah.
or whatever. So I think that's what a lot of towns are doing. You know, Osh and Calmer, they all have the warrior up there, stuff like that. But
I think Guttenberg has an eagle or whatever, yeah.
Well, stencil's less likely to fade, isn't it?
yeah, I don't think that should be an
Yeah.
issue. And it is, you know, it's black and white too. It's
Yeah.
not like there's any red in it. So
But Deborah, your thing is, this doesn't, the pirate doesn't include everyone in town, is kind of what you're saying.
I'm not necessarily. I know it's the most recognizable. I was just wondering about like the city's own branding.
Yeah.
Like the pirate seems to be more, I mean, it includes everybody. It's most recognizable by everyone, but
The athletic.
I guess when you
or the
first
school.
see it, I think of it more as the school as opposed to like the city's water tower or the city's branding. But
The hometown to the world logo.
yeah.
What do you think, folks?
And who come up with the pirate logo itself for the?
Central Tank Queens came up with it, and they kind of did all them mock-ups in different colors and whatever. So
Are you thinking you want a different mock-up?
Well, I was gonna say, is there a possibility he could do something kind of like more Deborah is referring to the?
yeah, do,
The-
do
the
we
cities-
have like a template of that, or
What's on
'cause I
our,
know he got that from the school.
yeah, like the copyright and stuff on that too, but,
Well,
Because then you'd have to maybe consider different colors too.
Andrea Lindsay did the world forest.
Like coming into town here.
Well, you know, the blue one out here with people around it, so I don't know that we copyrighted it. I know gave her $25. You know, but
That means we had to come up with another color. I don't think we should
Yeah.
go to anything but black, white, and red personally. Because it's gonna just get lost.
I mean, could we approve the contract and the painting contracts, but they just come back to us with the final artwork design before the painting of that artwork?
Yeah, because the price doesn't change, I guess,
Right.
based on paint color. I mean, it would be cheaper if you didn't have logo, I guess, but
What's the timeline for painting, did they say?
they thought they could come September, but it's all tentative on when that valve can get put in and we get everything switched over. It hasn't been.
Because
done.
the tower's got to be drained.
The tower has to be completely drained, and we have to run the system complete opposite direction, so hasn't been done since the last time it was painted, so there could be some hiccups along with that, so. The company that did do that, back in 2004 is gonna come and help us walk through it and make sure everything is the way it should be.
Will that affect the public at all when they drain it or turn it on?
No, we'll still have the same water pressure, it'll just be running off our pump instead of the tower, so, yeah.
If we were to have bad fire, for instance, in Green Street, and I know, and the tower would be drained, how long would it take us to go back up and use it?
I think we'd be fine. We still have 1 million gallons of storage in the big concrete thing, so it would take a lot of water to even drain this. We can put it back in at 700 gallons a minute, so,
Wouldn't be very much, if it was a big fire.
you know. It would take a while, I think. I don't think we'd have any issue.
Okay. What are you thinking, folks?
Well, I move that we accept the quote from Central Tank Coatings. For $105. And I move that we take the top of the, make the top white, the postal in red, from the fiber.
Yeah, black bottom.
They're all black bottom.
I'll second that.
All right. Everybody understand? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Right.
Those say no. Carried.
Okay, what about the valve?
Oh, yeah, the valve. But we'll have a motion on the valve too, please.
I move we buy the valve. Install.
Install. What was the price on that?
25,000.
25.
Okay, all righty, is Laura? All right, any further discussion? Not all those in favor say aye.
All right.
Folks say no, that's carried. All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
One more question for you. Has it been established now that there's security up there in the form of locks or some gating or something?
We have fence all the way around it, padlocks, barbed wire. I'm not sure how.
If they wanna get in somehow, they'll
Yeah,
get
they're
in.
gonna get in if they're gonna get
And
in.
if we can get the money from them to put toward this, that'll be amazing.
There's like an 8 to 10 foot ladder, section of ladder missing at the bottom of the tower. So maybe like climb up the tower just to get to the ladder to go up the tower.
And it's a federal fence.
Okay, let's go on to item 8 then, ordinance number 713-26, an ordinance amending chapter 3, Police Department City Code. What is that, Darcy?
So this is an amendment to the city code to allow for us to bill for the police department if they respond to a situation where they utilize city supplies, that we would be able to bill and recover the replacement cost for those items.
Can you give some examples?
Like, for example, the law enforcement recently responded to a car fire and they extinguished their fire extinguisher from their vehicle, and it is not ones that's refillable. Can you remind me what they are, Mayor?
They're SKS's. We've got, personally, we have 3 of those in our house. And they're very spendy. And I honestly, I think if the police department probably would have had a little instructions on these, they wouldn't have blown them out so fast. Because honestly, all you do is shoot. You just shoot one shot at that fire and it's out. So I think along with buying these back, there will be some instruction on how to run them.
Right. So we aren't able to recover those expenditures because we don't have in our code that we can do that.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we don't discourage people from seeking help
Oh, no.
when they need it,
Mm-mm.
because they're afraid that we're going to
Yeah, no.
give them some big bill or ask
No.
for
It'll
reimbursement.
be just a cost, it won't be any added expense.
No. And it's as needed. Like this example was because it was extremely.
It was the cost of the extinguisher. Or otherwise, if they would have just had a regular one, they could have the fire department would have filled it.
Right. Yeah.
But this is just such a different animal. And I think that's why they thought they could try to charge the insurance company.
So it's very limited. Situations.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely. It may not ever be used again.
Right. So
you know.
people shouldn't be discouraged.
No. I would hope not, because this is not. It's just honestly something that, this is actually brought on by this lady's insurance company, because they just said, well, we've never seen anything like that before. So of course we get a hold of our lawyer, and this is why we needed to have this. We need to have it in an ordinance, but I don't think it would be used much at all.
It was
And it's like
$1,200.
Mm-hmm.
$1,200 extinguisher.
Yeah.
How much?
1,200.
1,200, yeah.
So do we charge them our purchase price or like the current replacement cost? Or how do
The purchase price is what he was asking for.
So-
Need a motion to
Yeah.
approve that.
You
Yeah.
want an ordinance change?
So moved.
Okay. There's been a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
No, the discussion is, now this will be able to go back and charge this person for, this one we're out.
We're
This
out
one
on
we're
this.
out.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
In the fire board discussion we had.
We're not actually charging them, we're just seeking reimbursement.
For
From
for
the
the
insurance
insurance.
company.
If it happens again.
Yes.
Better wording.
Well, it gives you an option too. Otherwise, we didn't have it. So, yeah. Darcy, I guess whenever you're ready.
Moore,
Yes.
Mar,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Engstrom,
Yes.
Engelhardt.
Yes.
Okay, now this is an ordinance, so you can either let it go to a second reading or you can waive those readings and final adopt.
Move that we waive the second and third readings.
I'll second.
Is that
Moore,
Yes.
Mar,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Engstrom,
Yes.
Engelhardt.
Yes.
all right? Thanks, you guys.
And I like that it is kind of spelled out in there what one-time use defined is, so it's not like it's something we're gonna charge everybody and anybody that
No.
ever has an emergency.
No.
It's got a pretty well-defined breakout.
Okay, we'll move on then to item 9, solicitor permit for Lester Matthias. So, you want to explain that one?
Sure. So this is I want to call it a transient merchant that had been selling product up on Murdoch Street and was found to be in violation for not having a permit, nor did he have food licensing. The food inspector got involved in it, and they now have applied for a transient permit. However, by code, we only give permits for 1 day or 1 week, and he's asking for a year. So that's why this is before you. And I guess the question is, he's wanting to set up in a private residence, which is where he's been. Normally, when we're dealing with transient, they aren't in the residential neighborhood setting up. They're, in the commercial districts.
Now, could this guy get station at the farmer's market and sell the stuff?
Sure, yeah, if he wants to work that out with them, he certainly could.
What's his connection with the private resident?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was, yeah, I guess we couldn't say.
No,
But he handles lots of things.
Yeah.
More than produce?
Oh, yeah. It was like chicken, not
Meats.
on
Yeah, yeah.
ice, that sort of stuff that caught our eye.
Well, that might
Well-
not be very healthy.
Well, besides that, it's like, it was like, you know, do you really want that much competition against, you know, your storefront owners?
Well,
Has the food license issue that he was quoted, has that been resolved?
Yes, he did get his food licensing from the state now. That was part of his application to us.
So our current code, we can only maximum give it out for 1 week.
Correct. Yep.
So are we being asked to grant an exception?
That's why it's before you. Otherwise, I would grant him the week.
I don't think we should accept, I don't think we should give them a year. That's my
his
personal opinion.
application to the city only says fresh produce vendor.
Yeah,
Right.
Chicken is not produce.
Right. Yeah.
And if he, I mean, even having worked with the state food inspectors all my career, I'm kind of shocked that they would give a permit out of a home for, I mean, and I know the rules just changed in the last couple of years for food prep in the homes too, but being that he's not the person that is dwelling in that home, that's kind of where I have a hang up with it, because it's is it commercial refrigerators, freezers? And he's not doing just fresh produce for what you just said, but his application to you only states fresh produce.
Right.
So that's not, do we, you know, maybe we hold him to exactly what his permit asked for.
Well, and the other question is, do you allow him in the residential districts? Which I would say no,
It's a business.
say no.
or I would not, you know, we wouldn't have granted even for a week in the residential districts.
Well, even the insurance question, if somebody falls by his finds some apples or something, then who's liable there? The homeowner or him or the street or us? Yeah.
Well, what, another thing too, what if something he sells is not fresh or whatever? I mean, I just don't think we should allow it personally.
I think also the 1 year permit doesn't fit anymore what this code is regulating. It's no longer then a transient merchant who's
Right.
here for a year. Then he can start talking about like licensing as a recurring business or something. But the way the current ordinance reads is it's to regulate, you know, part-time, a peddler or transient.
Right.
A 1 year permit no longer fits that definition. So
And I would think too that we should tell him he can come to the farmer's market. If he wants to sell in town.
You're talking about a transient?
Transient
a
merchant.
1 year permit is no longer a transient merchant. It's more established.
What defines a transient merchant?
He doesn't live here.
Means any person who engages in a temporary or itinerant merchandising business and in the course of such business hires, leases, or occupies any building or structure, or who operates out of a vehicle that is parked anywhere within the city limits. Temporary association with a local merchant, dealer, trader, or auctioneer, or conduct of such transient business in connection with, as a part of, or in the name of any local merchant, dealer, trader, or auctioneer does not exempt any person from being considered transient merchant.
So 1 day or 1
That's the
week.
definition of
That's
transient merchants in our code.
Well, it wouldn't be longer than a week if that's the maximum that our permit
Right.
is. So
How much is it for that?
It's $100 for a week, 20 for a day.
Did he have a bond?
He did.
Anyone ever been sick from eating bad chicken? I have. It sucks. Don't let this guy do this.
And he's not following the rules if he's already selling chicken and meat
Yeah.
out of this thing that's supposed to be produce, right?
Well, that's the okay, so this is the reason why it's brought to you guys, because otherwise we were dealing with it. You know, I mean, we've already dealt with this guy.
been
And
a
then
run.
when he wanted to come in for a year, I says, well, now it's up to you guys to make the decision.
I think we'd be setting a very dangerous precedent that we have nothing to regulate except for if he wants to get a business license. Because, I mean, this is the wrong code to regulate him. He's no longer transient.
Yes, good point.
Well,
So you're making a motion to deny, then I'm hearing somebody?
I mean, if he was given a license by the state to sell, handle the products that he does, so be it. But I got an issue with him being out of a home that's not his own, first of all. And then, like you said, in a residential area, he's conducting business out of a home that's not his own. That just keeps resonating in my head is that it's not even a resident trying to conduct a business. So when there are places he could set up shop.
All right, so we need a motion.
I would make a motion to deny food license that is longer than what is currently in our code, either a day or a week.
Second.
Any further discussion? Not all those in favor, say aye. Those say no. Okay.
And I've dealt with those people that get sick, Bob. So that's why I'm a little.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I bought chicken at Hy-Vee years ago, and it was bad. And I lost 3 days of work, and I went back to Hy-Vee, and they said, well, you want some more chicken? I'll never buy chicken from you again. Give me 10 pounds of ribs.
And like I said, I do know that codes have changed for this in-home food processing, and in-home sales of ready-made food products, which I have a complete issue with in my department, but that's not my fight to wage tonight. But it's just, it should be handled in a residential district.
All right, very good. Let's move on to item 10, then water rates.
All right, so it's that
Yep.
time of year again for you to look at your water rates and give some direction on what you're wanting to do with them. Your code says that they go up 3.5% unless you tell me otherwise. So I think we've been doing 1%.
What is the thought of the rationale behind the 1% this year?
Just to try and keep up with inflation and cost. If you let your rates start falling behind, then you're going to be struggling. Yeah, and we've got a large project on the horizon here when it comes to Hardin
So
Subdivision.
is
Yeah.
1% enough to keep that?
I think it's a good sustainable level to be at.
You need a motion?
Nope.
Yep.
Well, I just need you to give me direction because I have to draft the ordinance. for
Oh,
your-
okay,
for your
yeah,
next-
this is,
So if you're okay with the 1%, we'll draft that for your next meeting.
You let it go, and it's 2%. People don't like the sound of that, I mean. I'm okay.
That seems reasonable.
What is the average size? I mean, you got all these meter sizes. What is the actual residential?
5/8.
That's 11 cents.
So the monthly increase, like for the average household, is about 10 cents.
That's about right. Yep.
not a big sticker shock.
Yeah.
Okay, any more discussion on that? Let's move on then to item 11, ordinance discussion, electric micro mobility device.
So this is an example that the chief of police had gotten from the city of Independence, from the city attorney, for you just to consider with addressing the motorized scooters, skateboards, those types of items that they're having an issue with. And I can tell you there's a lot of cities talking about this right now. So it's not
It
just,
seems like there's so many more than there used to be.
Yeah.
It must come down in price.
Has there
One
been
to the
like an
meeting.
increase of complaints and crashes, or are we just trying to get ahead of this, like Mary was saying, like a growing trend?
I think we've seen an increase of use and violation of code, driving down the sidewalk at a fast rate in the business district. That sort of thing is what brought it to the table, I
So
believe.
We have like an existing code, like about bicycles, right?
Right, yeah.
So could we talk about like amending that new?
Well, that's what
code?
this would amend.
Not a new order.
No, that would
Just
amend our
amend it.
current bicycle ordinance, yeah, to include the electric micro-mobility devices, I guess is what they call them.
The problem is, like, it shows about how you should left turn, right turn, stop or whatever. Kids on bicycles don't do that at all. And they just go rampant with these scooters.
Have any of you seen the little boy who's riding the one scooter and he can't hardly reach the controls? It's so little.
They're pretty little.
When I followed in here to the meeting tonight, I couldn't get by him and up on the street and down the sidewalk. Well, he was going faster than I was.
Yeah, I know.
You just don't want to see anybody get killed.
No,
Right.
that's right.
Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen if you don't do something.
When you're in a business and you step out the door, I mean, you don't expect to see this.
Yeah.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't gotten hit. I always did, so.
I think being that we have so many children in the community, if we do like amend our current code or adopt this, we should talk about like an education kind of like a program or period before starting enforcement. Because the kids aren't going to
Right.
read the code.
Mhm.
Well, I think that we need to get all the people that have them, get together and have the police department explain what the rules are.
Right.
Is that what
Educate the
you're
kids.
talking
Yeah,
about?
educate the kids
Yeah,
before
educate the kids.
impounding their roller skates.
I mean, they
or
don't
whatever.
even stop at stop signs, and
Right.
they could be coming through one where there's not a stop sign and get nailed.
So we have to educate them before.
Yeah, get them, I think that's a good idea.
They don't have to be licensed.
No,
Not here, no.
You could license it.
You
The
could?
city can do
Oh, yeah,
anything
oh, yeah.
they want to.
if we did that, then if they got a license, they'd have to go to the training to get the license, if we did it
Right,
that.
and that's how do you find them all?
Yeah.
Unless you require licensing, how are you gonna round them all up to have training?
Requiring licensing like for roller skates. That's like a bit,
That's
bit
true.
extreme.
They
Yeah.
make electric roller skates.
Well, I
Yes.
know, but I
They
mean,
do? I didn't know that.
It's,
And then in this example, it mentions like these micro mobility devices.
Yeah,
It doesn't specifically say, I guess if you want to just ask the
Mhm.
city attorney, it doesn't specifically mention e-bikes,
okay.
electric scooters, pedal assist e-bikes. There's a lot of micro mobility devices that are very broadly defined. There's also like mini bikes and pocket bikes. I remember calling them. Yeah,
You're saying they're not listed.
So
No, I
that
mean,
doesn't,
is
that
included
doesn't,
in
Because, yeah,
micromobility,
I would
or-
say that includes electric micro mobility devices. So but I will ask that question.
I mean, when you hear micromobility, you don't think of like roller skates, so. We have to have it, maybe defined.
I just hate to see someone get killed. And that's what's eventually, when this comes down, is they don't do something.
Motorized. Micromobility can be some power.
Right, well, but here.
It says electric
Right.
micro mobility though.
Right.
It does say here micro mobility device, and it tells what each of what they are.
Right, but it doesn't mention, like a pedal, like I was saying, a few of those things are not, directly listed. I mean,
Not limited, but are the devices included are not limited to electric unicycle, electric tricycle, electric stand-up, electric sit-down, motorized skateboard, other power-driven mobility devices. Required by batteries, fuel, or other engine.
That would be like your little mini bikes.
So like those little scooters are supposed to be on the street, not the sidewalk, right?
Well, they're not supposed to be on this side, though.
Not on the
Anything out
business
here.
district.
In the business district or
Good, yeah.
residential? If there are-
What does the League of Cities say about this?
Until there's a state law about it, I don't know. I know there's a lot of cities talking about it right now, and they do think that the legislature might eventually address it.
I don't think I would vote for that.
Hmm. So is
Well,
this
so,
something you want
yeah, so this is discussion. We can bring it,
them to draft? This is just an
yeah.
example one,
so we can have it on the agenda for next
Yeah.
month and then.
We'll look into some of the.
This also on how it interacts with the other non-street legal micro-mobility devices.
Well, you'd want language that cover anything on a
Right.
wheel.
Well, that's right.
okay, got it.
All right, we'll get that going.
And maybe next month, Matt would it be possible to have Matt here?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had
he'll
his
be back.
surgery today.
Yeah,
so-
I know.
Well, yeah, maybe, yeah,
He'll be
next
back.
month,
Yeah, maybe.
maybe. Yeah, we'll get that for next month. All right, let's go on to item 12 then, resolution number 1498-26, a resolution designating the official public posting location for meeting notices and establishing procedures for compliance with Iowa Code Chapter 21 as amended by HF 2490.
So this is a new law that went into effect July 1st, which amends House File 2490, which requires us to adopt by resolution where we post our public meeting agendas. And so on the window of City Hall, and then of course we have them on our website. And that's all meeting notices. That's not just City Council, that's planning and zoning, that's library, it's any agendas of the city. So this resolution just has us in compliance with that new law change.
And that doesn't have anything to do with naming the official paper.
No,
Just post it.
just posting.
So you have to post it in all those places?
I have to post it in the window of City Hall like I normally do and on my website.
So all these other ones.
And that's all city, where before it was just like City Council, where now it's
Oh,
all
right.
city, like Planning and Zoning
All those
Commission,
different-
Board of Adjustment.
You were doing that anyway, weren't you?
Yeah. Mhm.
As long as it's not more work.
One move we adopt resolution 1498-26, the official posting.
Okay, second? Whenever you're ready, Darcy.
Moore?
Yep.
Mar?
Yes.
Moody?
Yes.
Ingstrom?
Yes.
Engelhardt?
Yes.
Good to go?
Yep.
All right. Item 13, in August 10th, 2026 council meeting, that's the zoo or circus night.
Cool.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, do you want to change times or do you want to do something different because of
Times
the,
are the circus.
5 and 7:30. And then you will be awarding Reynolds Street bids that night because we have bid opening this Wednesday. And so you'll be awarding a bid that night for the Reynolds Street intersection project, just so you have that in mind.
so it could take a little more time.
So we don't want to compete by running our own service.
I guess the question is, do you feel like it'll interfere with wanting to attend the
Yeah.
circus, or if you want to change the time, or we need to know that?
Could go at 5 and then come back here.
Sure.
Where's the circus going?
It's up at the fairgrounds.
Because without having the paper anymore, it's difficult to find these things out.
Gotcha.
Are you good with leaving it then?
Yeah,
Take
unless
it?
you're gonna just leave it?
I'd just leave it.
You're all good with leaving it? It don't matter to me.
We can do it at 6.
So what times are the circus?
5 and 7:30.
So that's the circus times, okay. So we could go at 5 and probably do that.
Sure. hmm
I say leave it at
Leave
7.
it?
Okay.
Okay, I'm fine
We'll
with
just
that.
leave it. Okay, then that brings us item 14, the consent agenda. What do you guys want to talk about there?
A couple things from the library, but I can wait. Hello, my name is Crystal Duffy, and I'm the library director. And I just wanted to follow up. I shared with you guys last month that we had been one of 50 libraries to be nominated to be part of the Smithsonian Rural Library Cohort. And we were selected to be one of the 16 libraries that is doing this program. And it's basically a part of the Smithsonian Rural Initiative, which is a program they've had running for a while, and you can easily Google that. It basically focuses on making sure that rural communities have the same access to resources as you would in a large city. So they want to try and help rural communities have access to like programming, to the arts, to lectures, to things like that. The Smithsonian has a lot of online programming, and you as an individual could go onto their website and you could say, oh, they're having a lecture next Tuesday about this author I really like. The author is speaking and I've read that book. And you could pay to attend that program. And they are live. Presumably a lot of those programs are in Washington, D.C. So you also then have access to watch them later on for the next 3 days because everything is virtual now. So what the library is getting is access to this programming for free. And we are going to get a certain allotment of programs that we can have access to. And then they want us to like design additional library programming around it. So the simplest example, I'm not saying this is happening, this is just an example. The simplest way I can explain it is, let's say that there's a book author presenting in October about their book. At the library, we could organize like a community read, buy a set of those books for the library, and we could watch that lecture together and then have a book discussion afterwards or something like that. So that's what the program is. There are 2 other libraries in Iowa that are part of it, Hopkinton and Cherokee. And so that's the update on that. And the program officially runs from September 2026 through August 2027. We're in the planning phase right now. We meet with all the other librarians. So we meet the 16 of us. Well, most of us are library directors, not all of us. It's all rural libraries. So we've already met and I've already like written down ideas I've stolen from other library directors. That's why I invent it when you can take it. So that's going to be very cool. And so right now we're in the planning phase and we also meet with the Smithsonian representative every month to talk about our planning and what we think we're going to do and get some guidance. So that is that. And then just sharing that summer reading started last Wednesday. It is not too late to sign up for this week. If anyone's watching, or if your grandkids want to come or kids or whatever. We had almost 60 people show up last week, and we are at the Northeast Iowa Wellness and Recreation Center this year, all 4 Wednesdays, thanks to the Friends of the Library and a very generous grant from St. Paul Lutheran Church. So we get to be in the air conditioning, we don't have to worry about weather, and so we'll be there for the next 3 Wednesdays. Kids can come one Wednesday, they can come all 4, they can come for 2, it doesn't matter. And we share the sign up on Facebook the week before. We also have it on all of our windows and all the doors. We have it printed out. You text me for it if you need it. So the reason we have signups is so we can make sure that we've got the appropriate number of crafts and everything planned. And so we can make sure that we have the right number of snacks because we do offer kosher, halal, different kinds of snacks for everybody in town to make sure everyone's getting the right thing. So that is that. Any questions?
Thanks.
Cool, thank you.
Well, I have a question. Did they start the construction?
No,
Was it supposed to start?
I was told about a month ago, so has not started yet.
Did you find a home for your table and chairs?
The library board will be looking at our sealed bids on Wednesday and deciding where, although we only got 1. So that might be an easy decision.
And what about it the right way?
Yeah. Yep.
Good job, Crystal.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else? In the consent agenda?
Does getting the alcohol license, does the business have to be registered with the Secretary of State to get an alcohol license? Because I noticed on this one, it said, it just popped out at me, it said this business is not registered with the Secretary. So
I
it
don't
doesn't
think
matter
they
with the
do,
alcohol
but
license.
that's between him and the state of Iowa,
So
so
it doesn't matter to us.
no. Mm-mm. It only comes to me if it's ready for council review.
Okay.
So it wouldn't come to me if the state wasn't
If they
okay with
flagged
it. Yeah, if they flagged it. They can also take it away if you don't pay your sales taxes.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
happened.
Okay, anything else?
What's our next chamber? Reorganized chamber meeting.
You have the minutes there.
Here, yeah.
Does it say at the end?
It
I'm
does.
sorry, I wasn't.
It does, yeah.
I should say at the end.
July 9th, 4 p.m. Front.
No, that was.
No, that was.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah, it should be at the end of the minutes.
July 9th.
Yeah.
Did it say on others? I think I sent it to your tablet. That's last time. There was one last week.
I don't.
August 13th.
There you go.
August 13th.
Night of the circus.
What it is? That?
No, that's the
No,
10th.
it can't be.
That's the 10th.
Yeah,
It's a Thursday.
yeah. Wow.
That's the one that we lost. That's the one.
How many circuses?
It's
Yeah.
the 13th.
Well, everything's kind of a circus.
I just found it.
Well, that's mine.
If there's nothing else, is there a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Motion.
Okay, second? Mary, further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. All right. Carried. Item 15 then is resolution for money to pay the bills. Motion,
So moved.
second. Darcy, whenever you're ready.
Moore,
Yes.
Mar,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Engelhardt.
Yes.
All right, thank you. One more time, public comment.
I'll make it quick. I
Okay,
need to speak up, my wife says.
go-
Don't,
but come up to the podium.
don't forget about these fraudulent documents. Get the county attorney out of this and take it to the,
Attorney General.
yes, the attorney general. Forget about the county attorney. I can't believe that no one he hasn't gotten in trouble for this boulder that fell down this hill and killed that man over by Harper's yet.
What happened?
You know, that maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
Rolled down into a guy's house.
Yeah, and it should have been a manslaughter charge against whoever was driving the rig that did it. Thank you. Thank you to all of you for doing this terrible job.
Anybody else? All right, Mayor, I got.
We thank everybody that comes here. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, you bet. Yes, yeah. You gotta have folks come and straighten us out every once in a while. So, yeah. I don't think I got anything. No. How about you guys? Got any comments? It's hot. It's hot out there. It's gonna be hot at week, but we'll get through that. All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oh, say no. Carried. Thanks, everybody.
So where can you buy circuits?
The bank.
The bank or here.
Okay.